Hello everyone, welcome to my channel BBTechHub. So in the last video, I started the OSI reference model, and of course in this video also I will continue the topic. There I gave the description about the what is OSI and what is ISO, and here I will give you the description concept behind how it was developed. What is the design concept of that? So you see, suppose two devices are communicating. Of course, devices communicating means two human beings are there who are operating the device. And the sender wants to convey a message to the other device. So how message is passing on? I told you there are 7 layers. Now you see when the messages are passing on. So what happened? Actually, it is coming from sender and going to the receiver. Everyone, when we do the work in the computer, laptop, whatever may be, so we are just entering some text, message, some letters, some symbols like that. But ultimately, when those devices are connected through the cable, whether it is wired and wireless, those format is totally changed in 0 and 1. That is binary. So what happens? Whatever the format we are entering to the system, the data that is human understandable format, that is going to convert in the different way. That is the electric current or radio waves, whatever may be. So it is really a big question how it happens. When I am entering the data, it is converting the data. So it takes these transformation takes the 7 stages. Am I clear? And that 7 stages has been explained by the OSI. Now, so the first layer human being is interacting is the application layer. And always remember, in the both the machine, the corresponding layer actually communicate with each other. We should have a very big clarity. The corresponding layer always communicate with each other. Never the cross-layer communication may happen between two devices. When two devices are communicating, remember, corresponding layer communicate with each other. And when the data is passing from one layer to another layer, there is a header is added. Now question, what is header? Header carries some control information regarding that layer. And you can see every layer is adding a header. Application header, presentation header, session header, transport header, network header, and the data link header. But only one layer is not adding the header. That is the physical layer. Why? Actually, devices are connected with each other directly in this physical layer. When there is a direct connection, then no need of any header to add over there because your device can identify each other directly through physically. Am I clear? So in the ways I always remember every layer adds a header except physical layer. But in the data link layer, one trailer is also added. Why? Because this trailer is used for error checking and connection. Later on, I will come with that. When the data is traveling from sender to receiver through the wire, this is nothing but the wares. If it is the wire media and it is reaching over there, and now you see what happened. When the data will reach to the data link layer will tear up the data link header. Now data will reach to network layer. Now network layer will tear off the header of the network layer. In that way, transport layer will tear off the header of transport layer, session layer will tear off the session layer header, presentation layer will tear off the presentation header, and last application will also tear off their header and get the data. And this is the approach how data is transferring from one system to the another system. Am I clear? While the data is traveling from sender to receiver, what happened? Every layer adds a header at the sending end. Same in reverse when the receiving end, every layer tear off their own header and can understand what the message has been conveyed in this corresponding layer. Clear? So always remember, in this OSI reference model, these 3 last layers are called as the hardware layer and lower layer. What are the hardware layer and lower layer? Always remember, physical layer, data link layer, and network layer are called the hardware layer or lower layers. If I go for the software layer, application layer, presentation layer, and session layer are called as the software layers. And whereas transport is called the core layer or the middle layer. And here I told you that every layer is adding a header while passing the data to the other layer. Is it clear? So always remember, in general, if people ask us how many layers are there, we used to say like that, and you have to give this answer very cautiously. Why? Here is little bit tricks is there. Which one is the first layer? In general, we'll say physical layer is the first layer. Always remember, this is a tricks. Physical layer is the first layer and the application is the last layer, or we can say the seventh layer. Okay. But if I go for the sender's point of view, if a sender is starting the communication, from the sender's point of view, the application is the first layer and physical is the last layer. But if you go to the receiver's point of view, always remember physical is the first layer and of course application is the last layer or seventh layer. In general, again I'm repeating this thing, in general we call physical is the first layer or lowest layer and the application is the seventh layer and the highest layer. But if you go the specific way, whether it is sender and receiver, from the sender point of view, application is the first layer and physical is the last layer. Whereas from the receiver's point of view, physical is the first layer and application is the last layer. So, okay, in this video up to this, in the next video, I am coming with the very clear and clean description about the application layer. So, thank you.